Just ahead on Chapman News, President Trump takes down but refuses to apologize for a controversial post showing him as Jesus. We'll tell you about the backlash he faces for that and his feud with Pope Leo.
I'm Natalie Lau, live in Costa Mesa at the Orange County Department of Education. Coming up, I'll tell you about the active shooter preparedness happening later today for educators and community members.
Also, the federal tax day deadline is tomorrow. If you still haven't filed, we've got some tips that can help.
And spring has definitely sprung. The famous flower fields here in Southern California, and we'll show you that story plus more in weather and sports coming up on Chapman News.
From Orange, California, live from Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, this is Chapman News.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Jenna McLaughlin.
And I'm Kara Johnson. Our top story today is the unexpected controversy involving President Trump and Pope Leo.
President Trump has drawn criticism from some religious leaders, as well as some of his supporters, after posting a controversial image and also for criticizing Pope Leo. Leo, the head of the Roman Catholic Church, has been vocal in his opposition to the war with Iran, though in his public comments, he had not mentioned Trump by name. The president called out Leo in a Truth Social post, saying the Pope is, quote, weak on crime and terrible on foreign policy. Trump refused to apologize.
No, I don't, because Pope Leo said things that are wrong. He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result. You have hundreds of millions of people dead.
The feud intensified after Trump posted an AI-generated image depicting himself with Christ-like powers, an image that was later deleted following backlash, including criticism from some conservatives. Pope Leo says he has no fear of the Trump administration and will continue speaking out against the war and calling for peace, emphasizing the church's role as moral, not political.
There's big uncertainty in the California governor's race just 3 weeks before mail-in ballots start going out for the primary. Congressman Eric Swalwell, one of the emerging favorites among the Democratic candidates, has dropped out of the race and was re-signed from Congress after recent allegations of sexual misconduct involving several women. In a video posted on Instagram, he denied the allegations.
A lot has been said about me today through anonymous allegations, and I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly. These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened. And I will fight them with everything that I have.
Democrats remaining in the California governor's race include former Congresswoman Kate Porter, billionaire financier Tom Steyer. On the Republican side, former Fox News host Steve Hilton has been endorsed by Donald Trump. President's mail-in voting and start May 4th, and the primary is on June 2nd.
Now to the latest on the Iran war. The U.S. blockade of ships in the Strait of Hormuz continues. Also today, Israeli and Lebanese diplomats are in Washington for direct talks at the State Department. The meetings come after more than a month of war between Israel and the Iranian-backed Hezbollah militant group in Lebanon. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with the Israeli and Lebanese ambassadors for 2 hours.
We have to remember the Lebanese people are victims of Hezbollah. The Lebanese people are victims of Iranian aggression, and this needs to stop.
Meanwhile, in the Strait of Hormuz, ships are being forced to turn around due to the American blockade. The blockades are designed to increase pressure on Iran to agree to the Trump administration's demands.
Starting in December, eligible men in the U.S. will be automatically registered for the military draft. Right now, men are required to go online and register themselves within 1 month of turning 18, but they are allowed to register late without penalty up until age 26. Congress passed and President Trump signed the National Defense Authorization Act last December. Supporters say it will streamline the registration process and cut down on costs. The Trump administration says the new law was passed before the current war with Iran and is not connected to that conflict.
Active shooter drills are now a routine part of school life all across the country.
Here in OC, there's a meeting tonight where law enforcement officers will offer educators guidance on the topic. Chapman News reporter Natalie Lau is live in Costa Mesa with a preview.
Thank you, Jenna and Kira. I'm here in Costa Mesa at the Orange County Department of Education's Conference Center. Later tonight, educators and community members will gather for a forum focused on active shooter preparedness, highlighting how to recognize warning signs and respond in emergency situations. Built as an informative event designed for schools, families, and the broader Orange County community, OCDE leaders say this kind of preparation is essential, especially as schools and communities look for ways to stay proactive.
That's a really uncomfortable thing to do, to actually plan for the fact that your child may be involved in an active shooter incident in a school, but you have to do it.
The forum will be led by Seal Beach Police Captain Nick Nicholas, who responded to the 2011 mass shooting at a Seal Beach salon, an experience that he says continues to shape how he approaches prevention and public safety.
You know that feeling when something just doesn't feel right in your gut? You have to listen to that little voice, and that means if you see something suspicious or something doesn't look or feel just quite right, you have to make that notification. It's so important.
Attendees will learn response strategies and what to expect in those critical moments when law enforcement arrives on the scene.
It doesn't stop there. People have to go back and share that information with their friends and their loved ones, because until we get this information out on how people can keep themselves safe, it's going to be really difficult for us as first responders to get on scene and make sure everybody's on the same page.
Tonight's forum will be from 6 to 8 p.m. here at the Orange County Department of Education. It is free and open to the public. Reporting live in Costa Mesa, I'm Natalie Lau. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Natalie. Now, some customers and employees of the Northern California-based coffee chain Philz are speaking out against a new corporate policy. Pride flags were recently removed from all Philz locations. Now, an online petition created by Philz Barista calls for the company's leadership to reconsider that decision, and that, quote, in doing so, Philz will reaffirm its commitment to diversity and inclusion, aligning its values with the community it serves, end quote. One customer we talked to here in OC sees it as purely a business decision.
Maybe they have to bend to certain rules to get certain donations. That involves taking pride flags down. So I think it's kind of just an unfortunate effect of capitalism.
Philz CEO Mahesh Sadarangani said in a statement, at Philz, we've always believed everyone who walks through our doors deserves to feel welcome and safe, and that belief is at the core of everything we do. This is a change in how our stores look, not in who we are. The petition continues to collect signatures and now has almost 6,000.
Tax day is tomorrow, and many Americans are racing to file before the deadline hits. If you haven't started your taxes yet, experts say don't panic, but don't wait to file either. Filing electronically is still the fastest way to get your return submitted on time. Many online platforms can walk you through the process step by step in under an hour. If you are not going to make tomorrow's deadline, you can file for an extension.
In preparation for this, I did my taxes last night just to see start to end how long it would take and how much it would cost. TurboTax was $60 from Costco, $15 additional to e-file with the state, $75 total, took me less than an hour.
And if you are not going to make tomorrow's deadline, you can file for an extension on the irs.gov website. For more major tax software platforms are approved. That gives you until October to complete your return. But most will avoid penalties, and you still need to estimate and pay now on the taxes that you owe.
Now, let's check in with Isaac for a look at our local forecast. And Isaac, hopefully we're done with that weekend rain.
Yes, thank you, Jenna and Kira. We had a bit of rain here in Southern California this weekend, which is a little unusual, but luckily today we have a nice, despite a chilly morning, we have a nice sunny afternoon. It's 69 degrees right now, but later in the day we're gonna have a high of about 73 degrees, which is pretty nice. So you can go out, take a walk, touch some grass, and blow off some steam from finishing up your taxes. And then, of course, if we take a look at our regional temperatures around here, here. Pretty consistent, low 70s across Orange County. Of course, the beach cities are a little bit cooler as per usual. So maybe it's not the best day for a beach day today, but I predict that in the near future, we will have a nice beach day, which leads me in to my 5-day forecast, where here in Orange, it'll be in around mid-70s throughout the week with lots of sunshine. And then we are going to be warming up into the weekend with some 80s on Friday and Saturday, which is the perfect day to go head to the beach, forget where all your tax money went to this week, and then, you know, you can get outside, enjoy some sunshine. The UV is going to be high. You could get some tanning in. And the lows this week are in the cool 50s, so make sure to stay warm at night. And luckily, we are heading into some nice spring weather very soon. So for Chapman News, this is Isaac Persky. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Isaac. Coming up, we take you to Little Arabia here in OC. See how the community is celebrating Arab American Heritage Month.
After the break, heading into another weekend at Coachella, what is the environmental impact of music events on a large scale? We have that story just ahead.
Got a new house.
I think I found a place that I call home.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
We said we'd never give in to a meltdown.
Mariella.
Never leave the house looking, well, and never let them out of our sight.
Got it.
Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
April is Arab American Heritage Month, and here in OC, they're celebrating in Anaheim's Little Arabia. Chapman News reporter Nico Schwegler has the inside scoop.
Welcome to Little Arabia, a 2.5-mile stretch centered on Brookhurst Street here in Anaheim between La Palma and Coachella Avenues. There's a strong sense of community here, which neighbors say is especially important now with the current uncertainty in the Middle East. And here, culture and pride run with deep roots.
I'm proud from my country, from Syria. I've been in the business since 1997. The specialty, la mouza, like ice cream, is my career. I love it. So that's why we brought it from Damascus to Anaheim.
Little Arabia business owner Maher Nakal is proud of his heritage. He opened his pastry shop, Le Mirage Pastry, more than 20 years ago, steeped in Syrian tradition and French craftsmanship. He says he wants his customers to experience a little bit of home.
I have to make it from scratch because when you make it from scratch, you feel like in Damascus.
And customers took notice, including Damascus native Zach Hilou, who is now an assistant and food manager at the shop. For him, Le Mirage feels and tastes like home.
It's like takes me to my city, Damascus, because everything is very authentic, especially when you are talking about healthy, organic food made by hand locally.
Maher appreciates the diversity of Middle Eastern foods found in Little Arabia.
The variety from the food, from the culture, that's the good thing. When you want to come to Little Arabia, you choose whatever you want.
What's more, even world leaders have given Maher's sweet pastries rave reviews.
Special Jimmy Carter, when he went to Damascus, I used to work in the Meridian Hotel, and he visited Syria, go to Israel, the Palestine, and he brought the baklava from me, he tasted, and he liked it, and he ordered more, and I take it with him. I'm proud of that, you know.
And with the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, this community has been brought together even more.
We don't like war. We don't like everybody like peace. So they are always they are united in one word, like to have peace for everywhere in the world.
Hoping for healing while celebrating their heritage. Reporting from Little Arabia in Anaheim, Nico Schwegler, Chapman News.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, dedicated to supporting survivors and raising awareness about resources available in the community. In Orange County, the nonprofit Mariposa Center in Anaheim is working to provide a safe space for those healing from sexual violence and other forms of trauma. Mariposa offers counseling programs, and for some staff, the message is deeply personal. Lauren Justice is Director of Enhanced Care Management and Treatment Program at Mariposa. She once faced the same struggles many clients are now confronting.
I also was homeless myself for almost 10 years, 6 years at Civic Center in a tent. So I was also a victim of sexual assault and domestic violence for many years. So when I got to this program, I felt like I really connected to a lot of the clients that were coming through here because we could relate, unfortunately on that level. So that's why I really wanted a program that was run by somebody that understands exactly what this community is going through.
If you'd like to help, Mariposa says donations directly support life-saving mental health and wellness services across Orange County, including helping provide hotel stays and support housing for people who are working to heal and rebuild their lives.
The Fullerton Fire Department is now running its own ambulance fleet after more than 20 years of relying on third-party services. Fullerton hired 32 new ambulance operators before its launch service in February. Deputy Chief John Fugit says the move is a big cost cutter.
One of the ways with the ambulance operator program, how it is today, is we're actually saving the taxpayers money because we are doing it at a cheaper cost opposed to having a third party provide the service.
Chief Fugit says response times have remained the same and there will be no disruption in services.
If you've been trying to hone your green thumb, San Clemente might have just the thing for you. The city recently hosted its annual Garden Fest. The event takes place in the San Clemente Community Center and features a plant sale and a household goods flea market. Those attending can also participate in the Funky Container Contest, children's activities and art displays. And San Clemente Garden Club board member Donna Vidrine says she looks forward to this event every year.
We're a tradition in San Clemente.
Proceeds from the event support horticultural scholarships and the Junior Gardeners program, which includes visits to local schools to promote gardening.
It's officially music festival season, and Chapman News reporter Lindsay Johnson tells us about the new focus on sustainability.
Right here in sunny Southern California, we may take for granted a lot of this beautiful nature that we have here just right at our fingertips. But now with festival season approaching, large ones like Coachella and Stagecoach just moments ahead, we see that sustainability is now becoming a larger focus for many. This month, at least 325,000 people will attend the Coachella and Stagecoach music festivals in India. The environmental impact is significant, and both fans and performers have been focusing on sustainability.
Coldplay, for example, tries to be super carbon emission negative or something like that.
Joshua Fisher is an environmental science professor at Chapman University. He says it's mostly up to individuals to be sustainable at festivals, but he also hopes to see larger initiatives from planning commissions. Gabby Dauber is a graduate student who has researched the environmental impact of the week-long annual Burning Man Festival in Nevada.
The tearing down of the campsite, people traversing and leaving from the land could probably emit and kick up all of this dust that they are using for their festival.
Meanwhile, Coachella or Stagecoach are the festivals where trash and fast fashion tend to be the biggest environmental impacts. Many festival goers recently are aiming to be sustainable, but it's not at the top of their minds.
So just doing my part as best as I could, but it wasn't something really at the forefront of my mind. You leave a set at the end of the day and there's beer cans everywhere, there's trash everywhere.
Currently, Coachella organizers encourage fans to carpool to the festival and attempt to minimize large waste impacts. This is Lindsay Johnson reporting for Chapman News.
Here in Southern California, we had a little rain this weekend, but parts of the country are experiencing much worse.
Our weather reporter Isaac Percy is here with the national picture.
Thanks, Kira and Jenna. Spring is definitely making its presence known across the country this week. Over on the East Coast, we've got some nice warm temperatures. On the West Coast, you know, San Francisco and Seattle doing their usual thing. But we cannot say the same about what is happening in the upper Midwest over here. This region right over here has had quite a bit of trouble lately, where severe storms turned intense Monday evening. And whoa! Watch out, because multiple tornadoes were confirmed in Minnesota, with warnings stretching across parts of Wisconsin as well. These storms packed some serious damage, heavy winds, heavy rains, and large hail, including reports of baseball-sized hail. And this isn't just a one-day event. We're looking at an active spring pattern setting up across the central United States, where warm, moist air from the Gulf is clashing with cooler systems moving in from the north. Combination is fueling strong thunderstorms and the potential for more severe weather as the week goes on across these states, which include Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, northern Illinois, and northern Indiana. And the threat is expected to continue shifting east and south over the next several days. So what does this mean? It means more chances for damaging wind, large hail, and yes, possibly additional tornadoes. So make sure to watch out and stay safe out there. Keep alert with severe weather. Updates from the National Weather Service. And this is Isaac Persky reporting for Chapman News.
Thank you, Isaac. The American Heart Association's Orange County Heart and Stroke Walk brought thousands to Angel Stadium this past weekend. Coming up, see how the event honored survivors and remembered those who have been lost.
I'm Isaiah May. The NBA playoffs are here and the MVP race is coming down to the wire. We'll break it down next on Sports.
And I'm Simone Jackson. Tickets for the LA 2028 Summer Olympics are already on sale, but the cost is out of reach for many fans. I'll have that reaction when we come right back.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. You know it's true. Mom, we love you always. Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Nearly 8,000 to 10,000 people filled Angel Stadium recently for the American Heart Association's Orange County Heart and Stroke Walk, with more than 100 survivors in attendance. The event brought together walkers of all ages to take action, raise money, and support life-saving research. Those attending the Heart and Stroke Walk could get their blood pressure checked, do crafts, leave notes to honor loved ones, and walk to music set at 120 beats per minute. The pace of effective hands-only CPR. Organizers say that knowledge can make all the difference.
It's really important that by 2028 we want one person in every household to know hands-only CPR.
From team shirts to handmade signs to fun costumes, the reason why people are here today is written all around this walk. And for many, today is about honoring the people that they love. Yvonne and Joe walked together. Yvonne suffered a stroke 2 years ago and it left her paralyzed on her left side. She trained to be able to walk a mile, and this event marks a major milestone in her recovery. She credits her husband for helping her through it.
He's been the best. Like, he's really been through the trenches and has always been so positive. And I mean, I get frustrated and I'm like, why aren't you frustrated? And he's like, nope, it's okay, we're good.
Another walker, Travis, says recovery is still ongoing, but he is thankful for the people helping him move forward.
Having a stroke, it wasn't easy, and I couldn't do it without these guys. I appreciate everything they do for me, and they continue to do for me.
The energy is insane, and the cheering is so contagious, and this is what it's like when a group comes together for a shared cause. The message of the day was clear. Every step had purpose. For more information on how you can support the cause or take part in the next walk, head to heart.org.
Construction continues in the Honda Center in Anaheim on the new major entertainment district, OC Vibe. The $5 billion project will include parks, plazas, and a concert hall. The first public plaza is expected to open early next year along with the OC Vibe Concert Hall, a 5,000-seat venue designed for concerts and live entertainment. The full OC Vibe project is expected to be completed in 2033.
Hockey and basketball playoff season is just about here.
Isaiah May is here with that and more on sports.
Thanks, Jenna and Kira. Welcome everybody to the Panther Sports Roundup. We're starting with a sad story today. The international soccer community is mourning the death of a young player from Ghana. 20-year-old Dominic Frimpong was killed after armed robbers attacked his team's bus on Sunday in Ghana. Member of his club, Barracombe Chelsea, said masked men blocked the road and opened fire as the team tried to escape. Players and staff fled the vehicle, but Frimpong was hit and later died from his injuries. Ghana is set to compete in a group with England, Croatia, and Panama at the World Cup this summer. But now to Anaheim, as the Ducks are going to the NHL playoffs, and they can thank the Nashville Predators. The Ducks are in because San Jose beat Nashville last night. Anaheim had a chance to clinch a playoff spot Sunday at the Honda Center, but lost in overtime to the Vancouver Canucks by a score of 4-3. It was the Ducks' last home game of the season, and they play the Minnesota Wild tonight, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific. From Anaheim to Augusta, as now for only the fourth time ever, there is a back-to-back Masters champion. Rory McIlroy earned his second straight green jacket at Augusta. He held off a late push from Scottie Scheffler, who finished in second. And with one of the biggest purses in golf on the line, McIlroy takes home a top prize of $4.5 million. Now to the NBA. And with playoffs right around the corner, the MVP race is heating up. Nikola Jokic is having yet another incredible season, averaging a triple-double for the second straight year. But let's take it to the graphic, as this year, he'll end up being the first player in NBA history to lead the league in both rebounds and assists, which is crazy for a center. Now on to SGA, who has the Thunder at the top of the Western Conference, competing with only the legend Wilt Chamberlain for most 20-point games in a row. Last year's MVP is averaging 30 for the fourth year in a row, putting him in position to go back-to-back. But last but not least, Victor Wembanyama. His unique skill, size, and athleticism have many calling him almost alien-like. Averaging a league-high 3 blocks puts him in position to be the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. But if you ask me, I think SGA is the MVP. But what do you guys think? Jenna and Kira?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough question here. I think I'm going Prize Picks on Wemby. That defense, that's 10 out of 10.
And I have to agree with you. I think SGA, he has the best team and the best offense, so.
Prize Picks on Wemby is definitely not a bad play. I would definitely take the over on blocks. However, for me, I think SGA is the MVP. MVPs need to be historic, and some might say that's Jokic, but he already has 3. For me, SGA has a stat right now. It's called true shooting percentage. What that defines is 2s, 3s, and free throws, and it puts them all into one big stat, right? So how efficient of a scorer is SGA? SGA is at a 66.5 right now, which is similar to 66.9 at prime Steph Curry and other lower numbers with prime Kevin Durant, some of the greatest scorers of all time. So that's why, for me, I think SGA deserves to go back-to-back this year.
Yeah, you said historic, and I'm saying Wemby got that historic height. I don't know.
He does, 75. But thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you so much, Isaiah.
The LA 28 Games will mark Los Angeles' 3rd time hosting the Olympics. For many residents, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, especially after organizations announced an exclusive early access presale for Southern California residents. Reporter Simone Jackson joins us to tell us why the presale was a disappointment to many.
Yes, thank you, Jenna and Kira. Well, LA 28 released its first round of tickets for local residents, but many were surprised by the high, and some are saying gold medal price tag.
After organizers promoted tickets as affordable, with some starting at just $28, many were shocked to see actual prices climbing into the thousands, with service fees reaching up to 24%.
People talk about the Olympic movement. The Olympic movement is supposed to be about equality and opportunity and inspiring youth. Part of the Olympic movement is about bringing people together from all over the world. But what family is going to be able to afford to go?
One Orange County resident says the cost is changing their plans.
Early rounds, I want something that's like later on where they're actually competing for a medal. Those ones were anywhere from like 500 to 5,000. So I was definitely a little taken aback by those prices. And I mean, it's something I would maybe consider paying when it got closer, but I just can't really justify spending that money now for something that's 2 years away on like a random Tuesday, and like, Lord knows where I'm going to be then.
Following backlash over pricing, LA28 defended the rollout. Chief Executive Officer Reynold Hoover said, "The success of the locals pre-sale speaks for itself. Hundreds of thousands of $28 tickets, the lowest priced Olympic tickets in modern history, were sold to LA and OKC locals. We're thrilled by the level of interest and enthusiasm in tickets to the games, and we're ready to welcome millions of others to Los Angeles in 2028. But in host cities like Inglewood, some residents say it's about more than just the cost.
Proud to be Americans, and I'm proud to be from Inglewood. And so I just want everybody to know that, Inglewood is ready to welcome all of our visitors.
Yes, with the venue spread out all over Southern California, some residents say the experience may be happening in their backyard, but still out of reach. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Simone Jackson. Back to you guys at the desk.
I'm here at Bagel Fest West at Wilshire Boulevard Temple, where I'm showcasing different bagel vendors and what they stand for in the community. I'll have that and more coming up.
I'm Gabriela Reynoso, and I'll tell you what's blooming this spring at the Carlsbad Flower Field. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. I'm Natalie Ross.
And I'm Samantha Collins.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Steve.
Good afternoon. Welcome to this
edition of Chapman News.
Since 2010, Chapman News has been covering weather, entertainment, sports, politics, and news, broadcasting from Dodge College's Marionette Studios.
As the only live newscast in Orange County, our journalists aim to highlight local, statewide, and national communities.
We're here to provide the most accurate, engaging, and relevant news for our community.
Tune in to our nationally recognized and award-winning newscast, Chapman News.
Watch locally on Channel 6 or on our YouTube to stay updated with the latest.
A sexism debate is heating up in the desert after Justin Bieber's low-key headliner set at weekend one of Coachella. The fans were excited for Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G to headline the festival this weekend. However, some were disappointed in the clear disparity between Sabrina and Justin's sets. Sabrina incorporated several set designs, costume changes, and backup dancers, while Justin gave a very bare-bones performance. Fans of both artists were seeing this as yet another example of different expectations that people have for male and female performers. Despite the simpler performance, Justin was paid much more than Sabrina at about $10 million. It's springtime, and that means the flowers are blooming.
And in the San Diego area, there is 55-acre rainbow of flowers that draws people every year. Chapman News reporter Gabriela Reynoso is here to show us.
Thanks, Jenna and Kira. I had the opportunity this weekend to visit the flower fields and speak with some of the guests and the workers about this stunning attraction.
Everyone knows the expression, April showers bring May flowers. Well, thankfully, the flower fields in Carlsbad come a little early. Despite the rain on the day I visited, people still showed up with umbrellas and boots to experience the colorful blooms up close and in person. I'm here in Carlsbad at the flower fields where there's an abundance of crowds and even more flowers. It's really a sight to see. Located less than half a mile from the ocean, the flower fields hold the title of the world's largest ranunculus field. There are 70 million individual flowers in 13 different colors. Since opening for the season, the fields have attracted customers from all over.
The flower fields are definitely a thing that you need to check out. Cross it up the bucket list. You can also take such amazing pictures here. Honestly, it's enough to just walk around and just enjoy the flowers. And you know what? I haven't even seen that many bees.
Besides the main attraction, there is also a butterfly encounter experience, pop-up market, tractor wagon ride, and an assortment of foods. Those who work or volunteer at the flower field say it's indeed a special place.
Last year, on the very last day of the flower field season, I got in my car and burst into tears and cried the whole way home. And I have never done that in any job before, so it says a lot about the flower fields.
The flower fields are open until till Mother's Day, so make sure to go check them out. You can find more information at theflowerfields.com. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Gabriela Reynoso.
And bagel lovers gathered this weekend for the first ever Bagel Fest. Reporter Lila Birkenreimer takes us inside the festival, celebrating community, creativity, and of course, bagels.
It started in New York City in 2019, but this is the first time Bagel Fest has been on the West Coast. Hosted by New York City-based Bagel Up, this event celebrates not just bagels, but the people, culture, and history behind them.
I like Bagel Fest because I like the community aspect of it. I like that you can go around sampling different bites. I like meeting other bagel shop owners and, just sharing similarities, differences, and yeah, I think it's just fun to be part of the community.
In Koreatown, crowds packed in to sample everything from classic staples to inventive new creations. Local bakers and vendors showcase their best offerings, one being the birria bagel from Rise Bagel in Irvine, which also won Best of the West at the fest. The owner of the shop tells us the inspiration goes beyond just flavor.
And so we're just honored to be here, grateful for the chance to come and just be able to share the food that we're making.
The festival spotlighted small businesses, but also gave attendees a chance to try new bagel spots and see what all the buzz was about.
As a transplanted New Yorker, I always find it a challenge to go in and see if anybody can actually make a bagel that stands up to New York.
I would say if anyone gets a chance to come to Bagel Fest, hopefully in the future, definitely take the opportunity to celebrate a Sunday.
That kind of excitement is exactly what organizers were hoping to create. The festival CEO, Sam Silverman, explains why he brought Bagel Fest to the West Coast.
There are so many amazing bagel makers on the West Coast right now. We felt like there's just enough interesting stuff happening that we should expand and kind of celebrate the bagel revolution, the bagel renaissance.
The CEO, Sam, says he expects over 1,000 to attend this sold-out event, and he's excited to expand more next year. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Lila Baruchim.
Oh my gosh, what a fun event.
I know, thank you, Lila. Oh my gosh.
Now we have some of these yummy bagels from Rise Bagels. That was one of Lila's favorite bagel places that she tried. Thank you, Lila, for bringing them. And this contemporary bagel shop, it's located in Irvine. They hand roll and bake their bagels fresh every morning.
Oh my gosh, I think we gotta go and try some. Okay, which one do we do first? Are we gonna do what is this one?
This is the everything bagel roasted with garlic cream cheese.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And I'm a bagel connoisseur being from Boston, so we'll see if this is all what it's cracked up to be.
Okay, that's the everything bagel. This one looks like it's the salt bagel, so cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
This is really good.
Okay.
I can taste truffle too.
A lot of notes of truffle there. See, you got the everything bagel, I got the salt one. I want to try the everything with it.
Try that.
I'm thinking it's gonna be.
I think that this is just as good as a Boston bagel. It kind of reminds me, it's very crunchy.
The everything one, that sounds like it tastes like a New York bagel, not gonna lie. Just got back from there last week and I was spoiled rotten with all of the good bagels that I got.
It's the water there, but obviously the water here is just fine too. But now on a sweeter note, let's try a salted bagel with strawberry cream cheese.
Okay, this one's a salted one.
Okay.
And I'm going in again with the everything bagel. Everything and strawberry, I guess that's a new thing now.
We're not big fans of sweet bagels, but let's see.
Okay. That's way better than I thought.
This is really good. I've never tried it.
Try with the everything bagel. Yeah, no. I'm liking the flavors here.
Okay. Let's jump into the birria bagel. This is the star of the show.
Okay,
So.
I think I'm gonna move these out of the way so we can like really get in here. So this is the birria bagel made with birria, fontana, hot Fritos, cilantro, jalapeno, and consomme. It's just all that all in one. Okay, I'm gonna take a lime in here.
And I don't know if you can see, but there's a dipping sauce for us as well. Whoa!
We're really getting in there.
Okay, I love birria, so let's see it.
Okay,
And you kind of
go
have
first.
to, this one, there's all stuff on the inside.
Oh my, wow, okay.
Should we get a shot of that?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys can see this. This looks like...
This
what
is really good.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're gonna dip it. Cheers.
Okay, wait, we dip it? Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm going in first. I'm really letting it soak in there. Okay. Okay. We need some.
Okay. It's a mess. You can't see it, but it's a mess on the table right now.
Okay,
Cheers.
Let's go.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. This is really good.
Oh, this is like, I can't talk with food in my mouth.
I can see why this is award winning.
This is a 10 out of 10. This is one of the best bagels I've had in a long time.
Yes, and I'm gonna eat this for lunch after this.
Lila, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lila, for bringing this for us. Well, I think that's all for this edition of Chapman News.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to go to Rise Bagels right now.
Absolutely.
10 out of 10. Have a great day, guys.
I'm Kara McLaughlin.
And I'm Kara Johnson.
Thank you for watching, and be sure to follow our social media and check out our website. We will see you next week.